So everyone find yourself in a tall feeling supported seat. Doesn't really matter what that looks like. And remember, that doesn't mean you have to be completely comfortable or out of pain. I know for some of you, that's maybe not going to happen today or ever. And that's just going to have to be okay. And that goes for mental and physical discomfort. So in yoga, we practice being still so that we can better use the senses and to learn how to be in the present moment with whatever is present with us, regardless of whether we interpret that feeling or sensation as being a good or bad thing. Dr. Dan Libby from Veterans Yoga Project always says that meditation and yoga help us to feel better, not to feel better, to feel better, as in to get better at feeling. So maybe weave that into how you move and breathe today, and we'll continue that obviously moving forward in the rest of our classes too. So while you're looking for that tall feeling seat, if you're in a chair, consider feet in line with the knees and knees in line with the hips and shoulders stacked on top of the hips. Imagine, no matter where you are, even if you're lying down, that your head is in line with your spine, and that you find, if you can, that sense of letting the bones hold you together a little bit more. Let the structure of your body hold you together instead of working so hard with the muscular tension, if that makes sense. You can roll your shoulders down and away from your ears a few times. Keep your elbows bent and rest your hands either on the floor next to you or on your lap or on your belly. If your hands are on your lap, you might consider palms down if you need to feel more grounded, more controlled, or more in touch with being mindful. You might choose palms facing up if you want to feel a little more open and receptive today, or if you have a little extra that you want to release. Let your gaze go forward and slightly down. Imagine tucking your chin down and back so you get even longer in the back of your neck. Lock your gaze on a spot ahead of you that's not moving. And then consciously relax the muscles around your eyes and your jaw and your mouth 1% more. Soften the muscles around your neck and your shoulders and your ears as well. Good. Push down into whatever's touching down underneath you. And just 5 or 10% energy, scoop in and up on the pelvis, in and up on the belly organs, down and in with the chin. Use your bandhas to create this container that is your body that carries you through this life. And take a moment to separate yourself mentally from what you were doing so that you can come fully now into what you are doing. Good. Start to ground and center yourself by using all of your senses. So start with what you can see, whether your eyes are open or shut. And remember, you don't have to label every object. You don't have to tell a story about every object. Just notice as if it's the first time ever. Black square, gray line, blue rectangle. Notice the floor and the walls and the ceiling. Notice the lights and the shadows. Notice where the windows and doors are in relation to your body. Notice where the other people or objects are in relation to your body. Notice the noises in the space besides my voice. Start with what sounds like it's furthest away from you. It might even be outside. And then notice the noises that are a little closer to your body. And then notice the noises only directly around your own body. It might just be from your own breath. Notice where air is touching your skin versus where clothing is covering your skin. Notice the pressure of your body pushing down into what's underneath you. See if you can allow yourself to be heavier there. And then check in with your spine. See if you've started losing that tall feeling, and rearrange what you can using as little effort as possible to maintain a long spine. And take your awareness now just to your breath without changing it. Notice if your instinct is to judge the quality as if a breath can be good or bad, or better or worse than what you expected it to be. And see if you can just observe the breath for what it is. Is it smooth or choppy? Does it feel deep or shallow? Do you have a sense of heat or coolness or a texture to your breath? Notice your breath as a 360-degree experience. Remember, your lungs are bigger in the back half of you. Can you feel your breath in your back? Can you feel your breath in your neck and your shoulders, your armpits, your waist, your belly, your chest? And then if you wish, you can start to draw in a little bit of a bigger inhale, drawing it down energetically or just mentally down deeper into your belly. You might even feel like your belly expands like a balloon. And as you exhale, the balloon deflates. Everything comes back to the center, including the backside of you. And then continue to inhale and exhale like that, imagining the belly inflating and deflating, growing out from a center point, exhaling, everything coming back to a center. And notice if breathing into the belly, breathing deeper feels easy or difficult. That's not good or bad. It's just how it is. Couple more rounds like this. Being curious, not forcing it, allowing the breath to deepen, even 1% more. Finish the round that you're on. And then let go of that effort, return to a natural breath, and just be aware if anything is left over so far from grounding and centering yourself. Notice your shesha, the echo or the remaining thing. Maybe you notice nothing. That's okay. Remind yourself that you already did the hard part. You already showed up. You're already breathing. Everything else is optional. So if you choose to continue and move today, great. Open your eyes when you're ready. Take in the room around you again. And if you're on the floor, maybe uncross or recross your legs. Don't let your toes fall asleep. Keep yourself moderately comfortable if you can. If you're in a chair, scoot forward towards the edge of the seat so you have way more room behind you and to the sides of your body. Good. Find yourself in relative stillness again, tall feeling spine, gazes forward, smooth out your forehead and your eyebrows, unclench your jaw. You might swallow, let your tongue fall off the roof of your mouth. Keep Ardha Drishti as best you can through the rest of class. Ardha meaning half, Drishti meaning focus. So half attention on your breath, half attention on the sensations in your body. We do this intentionally. Two really present-minded anchors that kind of bombard your mind with so much sensation that you almost can't think about anything else, whether it's in the past or the future. Good. So those are just two tools that we use to stay present minded at all times. And the great thing about it is, as soon as you notice you're not focusing on the breath in the body, you just realize it and then you come right back. You might do it 1,000 times in the next hour. That's normal. Okay. So inhale, get taller through the crown of your head. Stay here just feeling for length. Imagine without tucking your tail that you reach your tail and your pelvis down further towards the ground. Pull your pelvis in and up. Pull your belly in and up. Squeeze your shoulders gently behind you and let them rock down away from your ears a little bit more, like you're kind of going to crack a walnut between your shoulder blades. Let the arms be heavy. Gaze stays forward, but you're reaching through the top of your head too. So it's almost like being pulled in two different directions without actually moving. Good. Keep that length as best you can. Inhale again and exhale. Let your right ear come towards your right shoulder. Keep the shoulders down. It's just the weight of the head tilting over. Option to involve the opposite arm. So if you want to reach the left arm away, you could. You could bend the elbow or extend it. You could turn palm up or palm down. If you find like a nervy, sharp feeling, maybe back out just a little bit. But if you find something interesting, you can stay and breathe. You can always take the hand out of the equation too and just place it back on the ground or your lap or behind your back. When you're ready to inhale, come back through the center, long spine, and then exhale over to the other side. Don't worry about forcing this to be identical, but maybe try what you did on the other side in this direction as well. We're not trying to force symmetry. We're just trying to do a balanced practice. The same practices on each side might result in something really different. Even though you're bending the head over, the spine is staying tall, shoulders stacked on top of the hips. When you're ready, inhale back to the center. Exhale, look to the right. So turn your nose towards the right side of the room. It could be a little or a lot. You could just think about it. And maybe you want to be still and just breathe and notice all of the intricate musculature that has to work here in the upper part of your body to hold you here. Maybe you want a little more sensation and you draw circles with your nose. And those could be really little or pretty big, but move slowly and mindfully. One direction a couple times, still breathing. And then pause and draw them the other way too if you're moving. Good. Inhale yourself back to the center, nice and careful, and then exhale, other side. Again, don't force it to be the same. Just try the same practice on this side. Spine stays tall, belly in and up, pelvis in and up, shoulders gently squeezed behind you, not forcing it, not 100% energy, just enough to make you feel solid and secure. Go the other direction too if you haven't already. Next time you breathe in, come back through the center and exhale, pinch your shoulders behind you, let your chin tuck down towards your chest. It might even touch in some bodies. Stay here and breathe really big into the top of your back and the back of your shoulders and your neck. Act like your lungs grow into your shoulders and neck. If you want more, you could drag your chin towards one shoulder and then slowly to the other side. Come to stillness in the center, chin is still tucked down, and place your fingertips on the back of your skull. Don't push, just a little bit of pressure from the contact might be enough. Some bodies like to interlace the hands and kind of drag the thumbs up towards the occipital ridge, that bulge where the skull meets the base of the neck. Option to draw your elbows together to any degree in front of you. Keep that inward pulling motion, elbows coming towards each other. At the same time, pull the shoulders down and away from the ears and pinch them more behind you. One more big breath here. Keep your hands where they are. On your inhale, look forward, elbows out to the side, and release your fingertips from your skull. Let them come up towards the sky. One at a time, swim your shoulder blades down further onto the back. Imagine if you viewed your body from the side, there would be a line straight up and down the spine through the middle. And see if you can pull your elbows in front of that line while you draw the elbows, or excuse me, the thumbs behind the line. You might even turn them back behind you. Notice how that changes things. Good. And then carefully place your hands down by your sides and test it really quick. See if you can easily reach either blocks or the floor. And if not, get your gear so that you can easily touch something on either side of your body. Good. Arms are heavy out of your shoulders. Let's do some dynamic breathing before we do the 6 final actions. So next time you breathe in, draw your hands out to the side to any degree. They might even go overhead. Some bodies, they're going to touch at the top. As you exhale, let your arms come all the way back down. Start matching them up together. So inhaling, use your whole inhale. Don't let your hands touch at the top or get to the top range of motion until your lungs are super full. And then exhale, don't get all the way to the bottom until your lungs are all the way empty. It's normal to notice that the body moves faster or slower than your breath. See if you can match them up as perfectly as possible. You could even do this in your mind. You don't even have to move. For some bodies, as you continue, it might feel interesting to let the gaze follow the hands. So let your gaze go up as you breathe in, and as you exhale, maybe you look down or even tuck your chin again. 2 more, whatever feels right. Remember, this could be really passive and soft and easy. Or you could squeeze your fingertips together. You could really reach past your fingertips at every part of your circle to work harder. Next time your arms come down, let them stay down. Don't rush. And then with the arms down by your sides, look straight ahead if you haven't already. Push into what's underneath you, pelvis in and up, belly in and up. Squeeze your shoulders gently behind you, arms heavy out of the shoulders. Good. Identify your right hand. And then next time you inhale, only lift that arm to shoulder height or overhead. And if your arm goes over the shoulder, lift the shoulder up towards the earlobe too, like you're trying to touch. No matter where you landed, create more length and space between the shoulder and the hip on that side. Good. Next time you exhale, lean over to any extent towards the right and let your fingertips touch down. Maybe your palm comes down. Maybe you bend your elbow, maybe you reach your hand further away, whatever feels interesting. Focus on gluing the hips down and creating a big curved C-shape feeling in the side of the ribs. Arm can go overhead. You can take the arm totally out of the equation and put it behind your back. Notice where your heart is pointing. See if you can point your heart more towards the front instead of down towards the floor. You might back out a little bit when you try that. Last big breath here. And then before you come up, push into your foundation, belly organs in and up, then inhale all the way back to the center and exhale, let your hands come down. Good. Other side. Inhale, the left arm comes out or up. glue your hips down, glue what's touching down so it stays as an anchor. Inhale, lift up higher, separation between the shoulder and the hip. Exhale, lean to the right to any degree. Fingertips can touch down, maybe your whole hand touches down. Maybe you're barely leaning down and you keep your hand anchored onto your legs. It's totally up to you, but open the heart towards the front. Breathe big into the sides of your rib cage. Remember, if you want to work harder, you always could by pulling the belly organs in and up more, tucking the chin down and back a little more. Maybe you pretend there's a beach ball between your hands and you have both arms up. Last breath here. Soften your face. Keep noticing. And then push down into your feet and your legs. Inhale yourself all the way back up to center. And exhale, let your hands come down. And place your hands on your knees. Big shoulder rolls here, a couple inhaling forward and up. Exhaling back and down. And let's do a couple the other way too. Inhale back and up. Exhale forward and down. Good. Come to stillness with your head stacked on top of your spine. Arms can come out of your shoulders and dangle next to you as well. Let's do a twist. So either keep your hands where they are, or as you twist, bring your hands to the opposite knee or to your chair or the floor behind you. Inhale for length and exhale, twist. Try at first to keep your nose in line with your heart. Take your chin down and back a little bit more. Keep your head where it is, and then if you wish, you might look over the back shoulder. Keep pushing into your foundation. Keep looking for length all through the spine, even though you're twisted. Last breath here. And then inhale yourself back to the center. Exhale to stay. Maybe you roll your shoulders again before you do the other side. So when you're ready, hands either out by your sides, or as you twist, you bring them around. Remember, you're not pulling and like cracking your back. It's just for support. But inhale for length, exhale, twist to the opposite side. Nose in line with your heart first. Tuck your chin down and back. Bring your whole head back like a millimeter. Yeah, just notice how that changes things. And then keep your head where it is, but tilt the nose towards the shoulder behind you. Keep breathing as full as you can, even though you're kind of constricting through the middle of the body. Keep looking for length. Keep pressing into what's underneath you. And then inhale yourself all the way back to the center. Maybe a couple shoulder rolls here too. Just notice what's left over. Good. Hands on your knees. If you're on the floor and you want to roll over to hands and knees for cat and cow, totally an option. Or you stay exactly where you are with your knees stacked with your ankles, knees in line with your hips, shoulders on top of your hips. If you're on the floor, get into a really secure tabletop by, again, feet in line with your knees, knees right underneath your hips, hands right underneath your shoulders. Again, take your chin down and back so that you're long in the back of your neck and through the crown of your head. Pelvis in and up, belly in and up, pressing into what's touching down while you look for as much length as you can between the tail and the crown of your head. Good. Then inhale, belly pulls forward, chest pulls forward. Maybe you lift your eyebrows or your eyeballs or your nose. Exhale, do the opposite. Push into your hands, pull your shoulders way back behind you, pull your belly button in, and let your gaze go down. Now go back and forth. Inhaling, cow pose, like a big slump on a cow's back. Squeeze your shoulders towards your hips. Gaze goes forward and maybe up. Exhale, round, 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 like a black cat on Halloween, cat pose. Follow your breath. So don't get to the top of your cow pose until your lungs are super full. Don't get to the bottom of your cat pose until your lungs are totally empty. Back and forth at your own cadence. Take your time. It's not a rush. It's not a beauty contest. Just an opportunity to notice. Ardha Drishti, half attention on your breath, half attention on your body. When we move in symmetry, meaning the same on each side of the body, moving at one time, it's a great opportunity to notice asymmetrical differences. So what do you notice between the two hips, the two shoulders, the two sides of the spine, the front and back of the body, the whole right and the whole left side of the body? Last round, take your time. And then come to stillness in your neutral tabletop position. If you're on the floor, you might come back off of your hands for a moment and roll your wrists if weight bearing makes a little bit of tension there. Okay, let's do a bracing asymmetrical movement that's really great for low back pain and for enhancing balance. And it's also a cross body movement, which you'll see in a moment. So it's great yoga for your brain too. Okay, so wherever you are, push everything into the ground that's touching down. Create as much length as you can through the spine, all the way from your tail to your crown. Gaze is straight ahead. So if you're sitting, it's straight ahead at the wall. If you're on the floor, it's straight down at the floor and slightly ahead of your fingertips, not up at me. Okay, before you move at all, identify your right hand and identify your left foot. So opposite sides. Next time you breathe in, reach your right arm forward and either put your fingertips on the ground for support. You might feel a lot there, or you could bring your arm up, but keep it at shoulder height, not above it. Good. Continue to breathe in and out. Next, kick through the left heel and either place the foot down on the ground for support or lift your leg to hip height and keep it there. So if you're in a chair, the limbs are straight out ahead of you. If you're on the floor, they're pulling ahead and behind you. But imagine they're in one line and the line intersects you right at the belly button, right in the middle. So pelvis in and up towards the belly button in and up towards the rib cage and the spine, chin down and back, breathing in and out, even when you find resistance and heat and shaking. Last breath here. And then inhale, get longer through both limbs. Exhale, carefully bring everything back underneath you. If you need to sit back for a moment, roll your wrists or your ankles, whatever you need to do, take a second. Notice what's left over. And then come back to neutral. We'll do the other side. So before you try to just zoom into it, notice the left arm, notice the right foot. Opposite pair. Good. And then once you have them, inhale, reach the left arm ahead. Maybe the fingertips come down, or maybe you lift it to shoulder height. Really reach through the arm so it's super long. And then maybe you want to incorporate the leg too. So reach through the right heel, really pull the toes back towards your body and lengthen through the leg as much as you can. It can stay on the ground. You can pulse up and down to create strength, or you can bring your leg up to hip height and hold it there. Especially if you're in the chair, don't allow yourself to round. Really pull the belly button in, squeeze your shoulders back behind you, chin down and back, breathing in and out, even though there's shaking and heat. Notice if there's a story about how good or bad you are at this or how hard it is. There is in my body. It's okay. Last inhale, get longer through both limbs. Exhale, gently bring everything back down. Sit back if you wish. Roll your shoulders or your wrists or your ankles. Notice what's left over. Notice your shesha. Good. Come back to a neutral spine. One more bracing action that a lot of you might recognize as just a core exercise. So if you're in a chair, scoot back more meat into the seat and hold on to either the arms of the chair or the seat. If you're on the floor, come back to a neutral tabletop with your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Okay. Curl under your toes if you're on the floor, so the pads of your toes are on the ground. Good. And then next time you inhale, lift only your knees about 1/2 inch off the ground. And hold. Chin down and back, belly in and up, softer face. Keep your breath moving in and out for 3, 2, 1. Carefully bring everything back down to the ground. If you're on the floor, take your feet together and your knees further apart, and then send your hips back towards a child's pose or a wisdom pose. If you're on your chair, widen your legs a little bit, and then let yourself fold forward, either elbows on your knees and cradling your head, or if it feels okay, you could dangle your head and or your arms down towards the floor. While you're squishing the front of your body like this, breathe really big into the back of your body. You might even breathe so big you kind of feel yourself lifting up when you inhale and sinking lower when you exhale. That's normal. Soften everything that you can. Notice what's left over. None of it's good or bad. If you find chatter in your mind about good or badness, that's okay. Just acknowledge it and come back to naming and noticing sensation instead, just as what it is. Good. When you're ready, roll yourself back up to a tall, neutral spine. If you're on the floor, go ahead and carefully sit maybe to one side, or maybe you sit back on your heels and put your butt on the floor. However you want to get there is fine. If you're on the chair, we're not going to get back up. So you might, if you want to get on the floor now, or stay exactly where you are. If you know you're not a floor person, that's fine. But everyone grab your strap. Legs out ahead of you, butt on the ground, strap nearby so you can grab it easily. So we're going to start the cool down now because this section takes a little bit longer than usual. We're going to do the restorative lengthening with the support of a strap on the floor. So I'll show you what it looks like in a chair or on the ground. If you're in a chair, I might recommend stacking your blocks so that you can put your foot out ahead of you on top of it. That's just a little trick that helps me sometimes. Okay, so if you're on the ground, bend your knees and scoot your butt towards your heels and then lay yourself all the way on the ground. So you're laying on your back with your knees bent. Good. And identify your right leg. And when you're ready, bring your right knee back for a hug. You can maybe use your strap on top of the knee. Some people like that. Some people like hands around the knee or the thigh, or you can grab your pants or whatever. But keep your spine really long, really pulling, using the strength of your hands, less strength in the neck and the shoulders. Let them soften a little bit if you can. And start to roll your right foot, your right ankle, one direction a few times. And then the other direction too. Come to stillness. Really give it a good tight squeeze, like you're pressing your leg into your chest and your belly. And take a really big breath here, like you're trying to breathe so big that you push your stomach into your leg. Good. And then carefully put your foot back down on the ground. Other side, identify your left foot. And when you've got it in your mind, take your left knee back for a hug. Use your strap or your pants or just the strength of your hands, but try to loosen around the neck and the jaw. Roll your ankle maybe on this side, one direction at first. Go slower than you think you should. Really find your full range of motion. Softer face, deeper breathing. And then roll your ankle the other way too. Pause and really give your leg a good squeeze towards the chest and the belly, like you're trying to press them into each other. Big breath. And then when you're ready, carefully put your foot back down on the ground. Both knees at the same time now. So if you're on the floor, you'll bring both knees back. You can grab your pants or your knees. You can interlace your fingers. Some people grab their own wrists or their own elbows. If you're in a chair, though, fold forward over your legs. Same thing. Torso and chest and legs are all pressing together. And you can grab your arms around your knees. You can grab your pants, or you can let your arms dangle in that case. Wherever you landed, your head is heavy. Look for length in the spine. Experiment a little bit. See what happens when you take your knees more out towards your armpits instead of straight back towards your chest. Just take a few deep breaths here, almost like the lungs grow all the way into the hips. Slowly unwind, come back to neutral with a long spine, feet on the floor, knees are bent. Take a breath, notice what's left over so far. And then grab your strap if you haven't already. Kind of fold it in half so you can find the middle-ish. And then place the strap under the ball of your right foot. Before you elongate your leg, make sure you have a really good grip on the strap, one side in each hand. I like to wrap it around my palms so I know it's not going to like slip away from me. And push through the heel, pull your toes back towards your body. Then, to any extent, you can start to lengthen the leg out ahead of you. Now, if you're in a chair, this is when you might place it on the block ahead of you. If you're on the ground, you can control how high up your foot goes and how straight your leg gets. Remember, you're going to feel more sensation the straighter the leg is and or the less distance between the torso and the thigh. So if you want less sensation, just bend your knee more and or take the leg further away from the torso. Notice what happens when you push more into the big toe edge. Notice what happens when you push into the little toe edge. Now push evenly across the base of all of your toes. Keep pushing through the heel and pulling your toes back towards your shin. Notice your knee. If your leg is close to straight, still engage in a micro bend. So you're squeezing the muscles of the legs and not just dumping into the joints. Belly in and up, make more length between your crown and your tail. Shoulders pull down and away from the ears. Neck and shoulders are heavier, trusting the strength of your hands and the tension in the strap to hold you together here. Softer face, deeper breathing. Two more breaths. Notice shaking or heat or stories Then make a mindful choice to adjust if you need to, and just keep noticing instead of judging. With control and grace, let your foot come all the way back down to the floor and release your strap. You might bend and straighten the leg a couple times, or shake your foot or roll your ankle. And then put that foot back down on the ground. Other side. Get the strap under the ball of your left foot. And before you elongate through the leg at all, make sure you have a really good grip on the strap. And then flex through the ankle. So push through the heel, pull your toes back towards your body, really strong. Then to any extent, you can start to elongate. You can keep your knee super bent and pull your foot more ahead of your face. And then you can experiment with bending and straightening. Remember, with control, let your breath guide you. Let time be on your side. This isn't going to happen in one class or in 1 year, maybe more like one lifetime. A lot of intense sensations here. So see, even if you're uncomfortable, if you can become okay with that, if you can soften your face, if you can breathe a little deeper, if you can find more length in the spine and unfurl your eyebrows and unclench your jaw. Keep pushing through the heel, keep dragging your toes back. Notice how that changes things. What if you push through the pinky toe edge on this side? What if you push through the big toe edge? And then push evenly on both sides. Last couple of rounds here, just notice. Inhale for more length. Exhale with control and grace. Bring your foot back down to the ground and let go of your strap. You might straighten and bend the knee. You might roll your ankle or shake your foot, whatever you have to do. But then do come to symmetry. So everything the same on both sides, both legs long or both legs bent, both arms doing the same thing. Gaze is forward. And just notice what is left over. Good. Now bend both knees, put both feet flat on the ground. And either a little or a lot, start to gently take the knees to either side, like windshield wipers. So that could be really, really tiny. You might feel a lot. Don't underestimate. Or that could turn pretty big, especially if you're on the floor. You could take your feet off the ground and swing them all the way to one side or the other. If you're in your chair, you might, instead of swinging your legs, imagine swinging your torso side to side to get the same effect through the spine. Remember, the limbs are just ornamentation. Ornamentation? Did I just make that up? Ornaments, ornamentation. How about that for the breath? So keep moving with your breath, a little or a lot. If you're moving side to side, start to move slower and smaller. And start to slow that down and make it so small that you come to stillness in symmetry in the center. Maybe you put your feet back down on the ground. And you have a couple options for your final integration pose. So if you like feet on the ground, knees bent, maybe you have low back pain, it could be really nice to take the feet just wider than your hips, like as wide as your mat maybe, and let the knees fall in towards the center. And then you can do what you want with your arms. They might be down by your sides with the palms facing forward. You might bend your elbows and put your hands on your belly or your thighs. Another option is just to sit or lay in anatomic neutral. So nothing special, no certain way to hold the feet or the arms, resting in whatever feels most comfortable. You can do something I didn't say. That's good yoga. And wherever you landed, let your gaze go forward and then soften your eyebrows, unclench your jaw, swallow, let your tongue fall off the roof of your mouth. Roll the shoulders down and away from the ears one more time. Unclench your belly and your hands and your feet. Soften through your pelvis and your neck, all the way from the toes to the crown of the head. And notice what is left over now. First, notice the shesha in the body. What physical sensations are left over from your practice? There's no goal. You're not looking for anything in particular, only noticing what is present. Then noticing one layer deeper. Notice your breath. Without changing it, just be aware of your breath moving in and out of your body passively, like it does every minute of every day. Notice any shesha there in the way that you're breathing. And then notice one layer deeper. Notice your emotional body or yourself. Without looking for anything in particular, simply become aware of what is present or not present in your emotional body right now. And remind yourself that that part of you is welcome here too, just like all the other parts. Notice your breath again. Notice your body again. In particular, notice what's touching the chair or the floor underneath you. And if and when you're ready, gently start to wiggle your fingers and your toes to let your body wake back up. Maybe that gets bigger. You could roll your wrists and your ankles, bend your knees, lengthen your legs. Anything that feels kind of natural or necessary right now, any instincts are smart to follow. Pay attention to what your body's asking for, even if that's more stillness. It's a good idea. And we'll meet in a seated position to end class. So if you're on the floor, I might encourage you to notice which way you would roll up and then try a different way or the opposite direction. or don't. But either way, look for a seat that feels tall and supported. Doesn't matter what it looks like, doesn't matter what your legs are doing. Just look for length from your tail through the crown of your head again. Maybe roll your shoulders down and away. Gaze goes forward and slightly down. Last time, pelvis in and up gently, belly in and up gently, chin down and back. Create that firm, strong container for your body. And then I'll invite you to bring your hands together, either in a prayer-like position with your thumbs touching the center of your chest, or you could stack your hands or anything else that feels right. And look down or bow down towards your heart in your hands. And this motion is in gratitude of yourself. So as best you can, give yourself a sincere thank you just for showing up today. Everything else was optional. And at the end of the year, it's always nice to give yourself gratitude for showing up in every way, every day, even if it wasn't how you expected. And please accept my sincere gratitude for each and every one of my students, for making my life worthwhile, and for helping me share the tools of yoga. And just remember, you have a body, but you're not just your body. You have a mind, but you're not just your thoughts. And you have emotions, but you're not just your feelings. When you're ready, your hands can come down. Let your eyes flutter open and up. Class is over. I'll stop the recording, and then if y'all have any questions or concerns, of course, ask me or bring it up to the group. Yeah, of course, guys, of course.